Okay, here we are going to add and subtract some algebraic fraction, or add or subtract. So if we start with quite a basic one, so we have 1 over x plus 1 over y. Okay, so the first thing you should notice is about these fractions, you do not have a common denominator. You need a common denominator. Now for something like this, you can just see the common denominator. It would be x, y, right? So you've kind of got two ways to go about it. Well, in this particular case, they'll both lead to exactly the same thing. But you just think, well, what do I times, one way you might think, what do I times the first one by to turn it into a fraction with the denominator of x, y, when I would need to times this by y over y, times this top one by y over y, and the same for the second one. Well, to turn this into x, y, I'd need to times this by x over x. So that would become, well, y times 1 is just y over xy plus, and then you've got 1 times x is x. Again, y times x, you can call it yx, but I'm going to call it xy. And now, once you've got two fractions, whether they're algebraic or not, if you have a common denominator and you're adding or subtracting, then you can just do the addition or the subtraction of the numerators. So it's y plus x over xy, which you could write as y plus x, but I want to write x plus y. X plus y over xy, but y plus x over xy is fine. Another sort of more general approach, if I just start from the beginning again, so 1 over x plus 1 over y, you might do this sort of cross multiplication kind of approach. So you say, well, it's this times this. It's very important that you start with this left diagonal. For adding, it won't change your answer, but if you're subtracting, you will get it wrong if you don't do it this way. So it's 1 times y, 1 times y plus, because this is plus, and you do the same with the next diagonal, 1 times x over, and then you multiply these two together, x times y. So you can see you're still going to have 1 times y is y, 1 times x is x, and x times y is xy. So you're still going to have x plus y over xy, or y plus x over xy. You can see you get exactly the same answer both times. Okay, let's try another one. 11 over 5x plus 3 over 2y. 11 over 5x plus 3 over 2y. Okay, so I'm looking at that, and again, you could use the first approach. I can say, well, what's the lowest common multiple of these two, of the two denominators there? So what's the lowest common denominator of the two fractions? And it would be, well, it's 5 times 2 times x times y, which is 10xy. And I say, well, what do I times this by? You need to times this one by 2y over 2y, and this one by 5x over 5x. But I think I'm going to lean towards this. I think you're probably more likely to have more success over a wider range of questions just by going for this approach. So I'm going to say this is, so 11 times 2y plus, because this is plus, 3 times 5x over 5x times 2y. So that is 11 times 2y is 22y, plus 3 times 5x is 15x, all over 5x times 2y is 5 times 2 times x times y, which is 10xy. Now you might look at that and think, well, can I do anything with that? And you nearly can, but you can't quite. So you remember, to be able to do any further cancelling, I have 3 terms here. I've got 1, 2, 3. To be able to do anything else, I need something to be a common factor of all 3 of those. And actually, you've got a 2 will go into 22 and 10. Y will go into the 22y and the 10xy. X will go into the 10x and the 15x. And a 5 will also go into the 10 and the 15. But there's nothing apart from 1 that goes into all 3 terms. So I'm going to finish it there. Okay, just do a couple more when you have to subtract and then when you have to add and subtract. So 7 over 2x minus 1 over 8y. 7 over 2x minus 1 over 8y. And it's no different. The only difference is the fact that we subtract instead of add. So I'm going to start with equals 7 times 8y times 8y. Now it's minus because this sign here is a minus. So minus 1 times 2x over 2x times 8y. So that is 7/8 of 56. So 56y minus 1 times 2 is 2. So 2x over 2 times 8 is 16. X times y is xy. So 16xy. And now it does look like I've got common factors. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to factorize this numerator because I think I've got a 2 that will go into all three terms. So I'm going to say this is 2 times 28y minus x, we factorize the numerator, over 16xy. And so 2 over 16 simplifies to 1 over 8. So I can present that final answer as, I don't need the brackets, 28y minus x over 8xy. And it looks really tempting. You've got the 28 and the 8. You've obviously got 2 will go into both of those, but because now you've just got the 1x and you've got 3 terms, you can't go any further. Right, this last one, we're going to have 3 fractions, and we've got 1 addition sign, 1 subtraction. So we have 1 over 2x plus 2 over x minus 1 over 5y. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I am just going to sort these two out first, get an answer for that, and then do the subtraction. So I'm going to say that is 1 times x, which is just x, plus, because it is a plus sign, 2 times 2x is 4x, over 2x times x is 2x squared. So, and then I subtract 1 over 5y. So I would just tidy up this first fraction. I can actually collect like terms here. I've got x plus 4x is 5x. So that gives me 5x over 2x squared minus 1 over 5y. And now I've got one fraction subtracts another. I can just do this process again. So I can say that equals 5x times 5y is 25xy, minus, because this sign is a minus, 1 times 2x squared is just 2x squared, all over 2x squared times 5y, you've got 2 times 5 is 10, and then x squared times y is just x squared y. So then I would look at that, and I definitely have common factors in here. It looks like no number, because I've got a 2 will go into these two and a 5 will go into these two, but nothing will go into all of them. But I have got x in all of these, so I think I can probably pull an x out of the top. So I'm just a bit short for space, so I'll take an extra bit of space there. So if I pull an x out of this numerator, I could say that is x, or 25y times x is 25xy. 25y minus, well, 2x times x is 2x squared, so that must be 2x. All over 10 x squared y, and I might just write that as x times y. You don't need to do that, but it might help. And then all I'm going to do now, because I've got something times something on the top and completely factorized on the bottom, I can cancel off this x with any of the other x's, so just take that one. 1. So that leaves a final answer of 25y minus 2x over 10xy. And that is finished.